Hello students, I'm back with Control and Coordination class 10th part B. Today we will do plants control and coordination. So all plants are not same, they too have different shape and structure which is due to plant hormones. Now what are plant hormones? Have you heard this word first time? Hormones of plants are known as phytohormones. If plants do coordinate, then why do we can't see them? This is because the response of plants to such reactions is practically too slow that we can see a change in plant. We can't see a change in plant, and we can see the change only in weeks or months. So there is movement in plants, but it is of two types. One is tropic movement and another one is nastic movement. What is tropic movement? The tropic movement is away from a stimulus, means growth dependent. And what is nastic movement? That is independent of stimulus. These can be classified into 5 types like phototropism, geotropism, hydrotropism, chemotropism and thigmotropism. Now, as the name suggests, it is telling you that phototropism means light sensitive, means movement of plants in response to light, like shoot system of a plant. Second is geotropism, means gravity, so movement of a plant towards the soil, that is characteristics of root system. And hydrotropism, that is water, movement of a plant towards the water stimulus. And chemotropism means chemicals, that is movements of plants in response to a chemical stimulus. And this type of chemotropism you must have seen in pollen, in transferring of pollens, like in fertilization to in a flower. Now last one was thigmotropism. What is this? This is touch. Directional movement in plant in response to touch. For example, the plant tendrils climb around any support which they touch. Like you must have seen pumpkins, wine or bottle gourds, and there are certain other grapevine also. So now I'll tell you about nastic movements. They are not dependent on stimulus and are growth independent. For example, leaves of touch me not, that its scientific name is Mimosa pudica, fold up immediately when touched. These kinds of changes is due to the amount of water that is present in leaves. Now we will do in detail about phytohormones. What are phytohormones and what is their function? They are responsible for control and coordination of plants. As I told you earlier, there are different types of hormones which affect growth of a plant. Phytohormones are chemical compounds which are released by stimulated cells. So I have designed a formula for you in order to learn it by heart. Learn the formula cage. A-C-A-G-E, cage. Now what is the full form of A? Auxin, C, cytokinin, A, abscisic acid, G, gibberellins, E, ethylene. About ethylene, it's not so much given in your NCERT, but you must know about it. So what is the function of auxin? Now auxin, A for auxin, A for apex. Now learn the point that it is always present in apical parts like shoot tips, elongated cells. It help in growth process. So in shoot tips, root tips, auxin is present. Now gibberellins, it is something related to G for germination, seed germination, for cell growth in stem and flowering. Main word is G for germination, you can learn by heart. Now third one is cytokinins. Cytokinins, that is, it promotes C for cytokinin, C for cell division, opening of stomata, delay in aging in leaves. Then another one is abscisic acid. It inhibits the growth of the plant. And this question, I think I had studied that this question is very common in board exams about abscisic acid. You can get it in the form like name the hormone or name the phytohormone that is responsible for the inhibitor of growth of plant. So that is abscisic acid. Or you can say this can be done, this can be like this question can be asked like this, that name the phytohormone that is responsible for the dormancy of seeds and buds. Again, abscisic acid. So it is also it also helps in detachment of fruits, flowers, and falling of leaves, etc., and are promoted by, everything is promoted by this hormone. Now last one was ethylene. It is responsible for the ripening of fruits. Okay, I think this much you must have studied properly, so you must have understood. Now I'll tell you some more questions related to part A and part B both. Name a plant hormone that promotes growth. How does it promote the growth of a tendril around a support? This type of question you can get. So what is the answer? Auxins promote growth in plant. They are synthesized in the shoots tips of the plant. When a plant tendril comes in contact with the support, the auxins at the tip of the tendril stimulate faster growth of cells, thus making the tendril grow faster and have a coiled appearance. So coiled appearance you must have seen. Now next one is, how many types of neurons are there? Neurons. Remember I explained about it in part A. What is neuron? Right? Neuron is nerve cells related, I told you. So it is of three types: sensory, motor, and relay. Again, sensory, motor, relay. Sensory, as a name is suggesting you, that it receives signals from sense organs. 5 sense organs, you remember na? Now motor, what is the function of motor? It sends signals to a muscle or a gland, to particular gland or to particular muscle, that what it has to do. Now relay, the neurons relay the signals between sensory neuron and motor neurons. So they are connection between sensory and motor. Okay. Now the very important question about this chapter is, define synapse. Synapses, it is a point contact, you can write it down, point contact between the terminal branches of axon of one neuron with the dendrite of another neuron is called synapse. Again, another important definition you must note it down. NMJ means neuromuscular junction. It is a point where a muscle fiber comes in contact. Again, I am telling you, it is a point where a muscle fiber comes in contact with a motor neuron carrying nerve impulse from the control nervous system. Okay, now you can also get one more question from this chapter is like flow chart of transmission of nerve impulse. If you'll get this type of question, you simply draw dendrites. You have to write dendrites, then arrow cell body, arrow axon, arrow nerve endings, tip of axon, arrow synapse, again arrow dendrite of next neuron. Okay. Next question is, what is ANS or autonomous nervous system? In part A, I told you about CNS and PNS. Now I'm telling you about ANS, that is autonomous nervous system. It is composed of chain of nerve ganglion which runs along the spinal cord. It controls all the involuntary actions in the human body. It is again divided into two parts: sympathetic nerves and parasympathetic nerve system. Sympathetic nervous system, it heightens the activity of an organ as per the need, like increasing of heart rate. And parasympathetic, it slows down the activity of an organ system or organ, like it slows down the heart rate whenever is required. Okay, so I think this much is sufficient for you in order to revise whole chapter. First, I am just telling you a little bit, a short tip. Human nervous system, that was divided into three parts: CNS, PNS, ANS. CNS is divided into two parts: brain and spinal cord. Brain is divided into three portions: forebrain, midbrain, hindbrain. PNS, it is divided into two types of nerves, cranial nerves, spinal nerves. Cranial, as the name is suggesting you, starting from brain. Cranium is a skull, or you can say brain box. So cranial is arises from brain. Spinal nerves arises from spinal cord. And last one is ANS, that is of two types, sympathetic and parasympathetic. So now we have done. Okay, bye and all the very best.